Cal's Phantom Form Guide, the first one of the year. It always comes on the Wednesday after the champs finish, and it has dropped. Let's have a look at the top 10 picks as they are, and I want to start with number one because you've gone with the man that we haven't actually seen this year in Zeke Yuland, with Gold Coast Academy prospect. We know how talented he is. Cooper Duff-Tytler at 2, Willem Dersmer at 3. He was great on the weekend. Dill Patterson at 4's had a great year, and then Dan Annable tied to Brisbane at 5. But Zeke Yuland at number 1. Why, Cal?
Well, Zeke the Freak is my number 1. He will play for Gold Coast VFL side this weekend against Brisbane for his first game of the year. I expect him to hit the ground running. He's the Errol Goulden of this year's draft. Smart, classy, razor by foot. Keeps on running, sets up the play, and a leader as well. Here's the big call, Riley. He will be Gold Coast's next captain before he's even been drafted. Like Michael Clark was Australia's next Tex captain before he debuted, I'm calling it for Zeke.
Wow.
Give Noah 5 or 6 years, he'll be 29 to 30. Then we'll see Zeke coming in. He's a leader. He's absolutely made for it. So he's my number 1. And yeah, his form is stacked up. Cooper Duff-Tytler, as part of the open draft players, is the number 1 player beyond that. At number 2, he's going to play some Essendon VFL in coming weeks as well once he gets through his AGSV season. So that'll happen. And Willem Dersmer, of course, has been really good across this season. Finished his championships really well. But 3 members of that top 5 tied to clubs.
All right, then we go on to the next 5. Dyson Sharp at 6, South Australia's MVP at the recent Under-18s Championships. Josh Lindsay, the man, just about to join us at the Gettable desk at 7. You've got Mitch Marsh and Aidan Schubert, a couple more South Australians at 8 and 9. And then Harry Dean at number 10. I'm calling him the party pooper, Cal. He spoils everything.
Very good. Well, he did on the weekend. He actually, no, he didn't.
He marked everything, actually.
He marked everything. He's the school teacher. He played the best game of his carnival with 22 disposals and 8 marks against Vic Metro on Sunday. He's 193 centimetres, can read the ball well, is competitive, classy, athletic. We see the marking here. Missed last year with a broken arm, largely, but could well attract a bid inside the first 10 to 12 selections now, the way he's going. So Carlton has some adjustments to do with its picks and how that's actually going to play out. They don't want to use the full pick they get for TDK. We should expect him to go to St Kilda on him. Mitch Marshall also in that group, kicked 15 goals in the first 7 games of his sample season, then 12 in the championships. I love his style and efficiency.
All right, let's get to the next 10 on that list, and in particular next 5. So number 11, you've got Ollie Greaves. He was fantastic as well right throughout the carnival. Sam Grill, the Sizzler, at number 12. Sam Cumming at 13. Max King at 14. And then Xavier Taylor at 15. But I want to ask you about Sam Cumming because he's played some senior sample footy. He's had a really good year. Yeah,
he has. He's a key member of South Australia's Under-18 carnival win, playing as a midfielder and forward, averaging 17 disposals and a goal. Then backed it up for the Roosters with his debut at senior level. Also kicked 3 goals from 21 disposals a couple of weeks ago at senior level for them. So certainly rising and pushing up the ranks. And that's why I've got him at number 13. And that's a player and a spot that he could really push up for in that next little bit of the season too. But certainly looked very comfortable at the high level in recent weeks.
All right, the next 5 on that list. Archie Ludowick at pick 16. 17, you've got Javon Philippo, brother of Max. Noah Hibbins-Hargraves at 18. Louis Emmett at 19. And then Zach McCarthy tied to Collingwood's NGA at pick 20. What about Javon Philippo? Because he's another one that's played some senior sample footy this year.
Well, he's different to Mateus because he is smaller and probably not that sort of bigger body midfield option, but geez, he's exciting. And he's a decathlete, so an elite junior decathlete, and shows that with his marking, jumping, running, athleticism. Whenever he plays footy, he can take hangers, kicks goals. Did all of that and more when he returned to Woodville, West Torrens' under-18 side after missing the champs with the broken arm. So does some freakish things. Made his Sandford debut after having 31 disposals and 2 goals in an under-18s game a couple of weeks ago. So been out of sight, out of mind, but not for me. He's in my top 20. I think he's one, again, that clubs are hoping might slide through attention-wise, but we've got him in the top 20.
Love that from you, Kel. All right, and then to round out the top 25, let's look at the final 5 within that. So you've got Jacob Farrer at 21, Adam Suede tied to Essendon, of course, at 22, Bo Adensall tied to Gold Coast, Lockie Doverston at 24, and then Riley Only at 25. Adam Suede, though, had a really good carnival for Vic Metro. Yeah,
had a really good carnival. Kicked 4 goals against the Allies, was close to best on ground then. He has power, moves fast at ground level, has shown he can start his career as a half-forward option. His midfield work reminds me of Dion Prestia as a strong, nuggety sort of ball getter with that appetite for the contest. So, yeah, I think a bid will come around this point of the draft for him, and he probably starts his career as a half forward for the Bombers. But I love his attitude. He's just fierce for the footy and fronts up every single week. So, yeah, the blue suede shoes are headed their way to the Bombers, and he's been really good. So Riley Only gets in there at the back end as well. And some other players who just missed out. You mentioned Harley Barker. Avery Thomas is another one for the Allies who was pretty close to this group as well. Would have liked to put him in. Lockie Carmichael and Hustler, Hussein El Ashkar was pretty close too. So I think next time we'll probably do 30, but start with 25 and yeah, maybe I think it's 8 or 9 players in that group who are tied to academy teams or father-son. So that shows where the compromised nature of this year's pool is, but some talent developing in that group.
I was going to say, so you've got 5 inside 15 that are tied to either father-son or academies, but more importantly, Cal, 9 of the 25 are Gettable guests.
Which is
important.
far.